Well, everybody on YouTube, tonight's video is called Medellin, Colombia scams. Now, the reason I felt it was so important to touch this subject was for the simple fact that last week I had made a video called Bogota, Colombia scams. Now, two of my subscribers had asked me to make two different types of video. One based on Medellin, Colombia scams, which I'm going to be doing tonight, and another video, based on Pereira, which will be called Pereira, Colombia scams. Now, we're going to be touching Medellin, Colombia subject tonight. Now, the scams that you basically see in the city of Medellin is the common one that you do see a lot and often in the city of Bogota, Colombia. Now, the game of the ball. Okay, they'll put three different balls like that. It'll be a tennis ball cut in half, and they'll put three of them. Now, in those three, you have to guess where the little ball is at. If you bet 20,000 or you bet 40,000 or you bet 80,000 or 100,000 and you guess where the ball's at, then you win. But the people that are betting there is basically it's a family business. So, the family member will let the other family member win, and that way the other people can get motivated and they'll get close and they'll bet and they'll lose their money that way. Basically, at the same time that you're losing money by playing the game, at the same time that you have one of the family members, pickpocketing you from behind. They get your camera, maybe your iPhone, and maybe even if they're lucky, maybe a camera, of value. So, I just want you guys that are going out there not to be paranoid, but basically to be aware of your surroundings. Always keep a nice little distance from that person. Now, another scam that I see often is basically tourists that, they'll go there and they'll engage them in casual conversation and they'll ask them if they have family members there or if they know people there to see if you're, familiar with the area. Now, when you go to a city like this, you don't want to walk around like intimidated. You want to walk around secure. When they see you secure, that basically, that just lets them know that you're basically on point. So they move on to somebody else. What they're looking for is people that are vulnerable so that they can prey on. Now, another common factor is if they can lend them money. And sometimes people are shy and they don't know how to say no and they'll lend them money. I made the mistake of lending somebody 20,000 pesos colombianos, and then maybe like a half an hour later, he was asking me to lend him 100,000. I told him that I couldn't because I was very low on funds, which I wasn't, but I had to tell him that so that way, he can kind of just back away. Now, I seen this person several times. I asked him for the 20,000, not for the simple fact that I needed. I just was just studying the individual, to see, what type of person he was. Now, you get people that are basically bottom feeders, they're scavengers. So I just want you guys to be aware when you're going out there or encountering these type of people. Now, for the most part, another scam that you see often is that basically when you're on the buses in Medellin, they have the little side windows, and sometimes, you'll be on your phone, lollygagging, you'll be dazed out, and somebody from the outside will jump up and just take the phone from your hand, I see that play out many a times, and it's always in the same area. Now, for those guys that are out there, be careful with your phones, there's no reason why you should be lollygagging with your phone when you're out in public in a third world country where people are in need and, there's all types of chaos, in the world. So we have to be really aware of our surroundings. Now, another common factor is basically riding the metro train in the city of Medellin. Now, during rush hour, maybe like around 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock ish, it gets ram-packed to the point where you can't even like move around. When you go inside of a trolley, it's like everybody's like ram-packed. So basically there's not a lot of space, and that's when most of the robberies taken cure. Like, it's not to the point where they pop out a gun on you or a knife. It's just most likely, when they pickpocket you, you don't feel it. So 9 times out of 10, by the time you realize that you've gotten robbed is basically when you're off the train or when you're at your hotel room or when you get off the metro when there's not so much movement, and you check to see if you still have your wallet, for some reason, or your phone or whatever the case may be. So just to make sure that you guys, be on your P's and Q's. If it's ram-packed like that, just walk around, do something else, wait till it gets kind of dispersed so that way, you know what I mean, you can always have a distance between you and that person, you know what I mean, and that way you don't fall victim to this type of scam, you know what I mean. Now, for the most part, Medellin, Colombia is basically one of the safest cities in Colombia. You know what I mean? The Paisa people are very family oriented, like I said in other videos. And you know what I mean? They'll go out of their way to make sure that your stay in Colombia is one of the best. Now, in Medellin, when people are caught stealing, they basically call it in Spanish el masaje comunitario. Basically, it's called the the community massage, where basically the whole people that are around that area at that moment, they get involved and they start beating the dog shit out of this person that's out stealing. They hate when people are making their city look bad for the simple fact that they've gone through a lot of hell, you know what I mean, to basically be where they're at now. So basically, they don't like for other paisas to be making them look bad. So people that are out there jacking and doing stuff like that and that do get caught, you know what I mean, 9 times out of 10, or they either get beat up really bad, they get stabbed, or sometimes even killed. Okay? I'm telling you this for the simple fact that I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen people get bombed on, and it is crazy. It gets crazy. Sometimes it gets to a point where the cops can't even control them because they are so pissed off and that they want to get this person, and you know what I mean, and they take it very personal and they get really, really into it, you know what I mean. So for you tourists that are going out there, just be on your P's and Q's. Just don't lend out money, don't give out too much information. And you know what I mean, if somebody's telling you, oh, you can stay at my place, it's just 9 times out of 10, it's way better to just have your own spot, because that's where you may have a couple of $1,000 laying around. You're gonna have your expensive camera gear, and you know what I mean, you could, you know what I mean, once you have established, you know what I mean, something with a female and you know how she is and she invites you to their house and you know her more on a personal level and you feel that, you know what I mean, that vibe with her, you could bring her over. But you're not just going to bring any other female over to your pad, you know what I mean. So I hope that you guys really enjoy this video. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. It's going to be based on Pereira, Colombia scams. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please make sure to give the video a thumbs like. Please make sure to subscribe to my page. And thank you guys for all the love and support. Good night. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.